Hi, everybody. I'm Desiree. I am here with an incredible woman, Ashley Jones. She's a member of our sisterhood and community in the Secret Garden Society. How are you doing, Ash?
Very good, very good.
Good. I know you're about to go camping and you just took a break to come down and talk to us. So thank you so much. I know there's summer adventures afoot.
Yes, I'm
Yay.
excited to be here to share.
Amazing. I'm going to take a moment, everybody, and just share a little bit about this mapping concept. I call it your charmed life map, from what shaped you to what you now choose. And Ash made this incredible map. She's going to share it in a moment. But these are the basic steps. Number one, the whispers, the moment something shifted. We all get those little nudges in life. Sometimes they turn into cosmic two by fours. And then there's these mountains, these eras. Maybe it was the time where you had children and you're bringing up your children, or you went off to college, or it could be something else, a period of time where you were creating projects or a vocation. And then once that era winds down, we find ourselves in the fog, an in between space of not knowing. There's a lot of uncertainty in the fog. And I think a lot of people watching today will really recognize this. I certainly do myself. And what I really want us to feel today is that there's nothing wrong with us, because out of the fog comes a bridge, tiny brave steps that carry you forward. There's literally a bridge, like each slat appears one at a time, not the whole bridge all at once. Then we find ourselves going up to the next era, the next mountain ahead, and this is the era that you now choose to create consciously. I think that's key here, that we're not choosing from where life has thrown us all kinds of curveballs. We may have found ourselves in survival mode. Of course, we're learning through different eras of our life, 20s, 30s, 40s, all the decades. And wherever you are in this, please know that you're welcome here in whatever season, because we go through this mapping again and again. Another mountain appears, more fog, another bridge, and so forth through our entire life. And Ashley actually is willing to share her maps. I've got them up on the screen here. I'll zoom in a moment, but Ashley, what did you find out when you came to the workshop and you did these maps?
Oh, wow, so much.
Yeah.
It was just really cool to see that most of my life I had the warrior. I was just defensive and protective and had to fight. And then going through it when my child passed, I got to take that armor off and not be a warrior anymore and embrace more of like the primal, wild, just free me when who I am and learn about me and just to see how it all progressed and how I survived it all and just that I get to create after taking the armor off, that I get to choose what my life looks like and create my reality. And that is amazing. I love what I've created and I love seeing it on that little map and my home and my lover and just power of that I chose that. I made those decisions and I carried myself through ridiculously hard times and fog of I don't know how to breathe and I made it. And it's even more, I didn't think I could be happy. And I'm ridiculously happy. And I have so much hope and excitement for the future. And it's that I didn't know that the map doing that would be so profound, but it really is emotional.
Yeah. Tell me more about the emotional part of doing the map.
Just not like a sad emotion, just seeing it all done and just witnessing what all I've been through and honoring that I've survived it all and I did it with kindness and an open heart. I'm not jaded and bitter and just I'm proud of the life I have and I'm proud of the life I've led and seeing it all mapped out there, all magical and cool with AI doing it. It's just really meaningful. I want to print it out and put it on my wall.
What would that do, having it on your wall? What would that remind you of, or how would you feel when you looked at it?
Just how strong I am and that I could do anything and that on those days when I'm feeling sad or lost or overwhelmed that I every single thing that was horrible I've gotten through and overcome and the bridges do appear and you just take a step even if you can't see and you just keep going and then a magical waterfall or a cave or something just freaking awesome appears and you just have to have that faith and yeah, just hope and optimism just really shines that, and how badass I am.
Yes, you are. I love that. Thank you for that reflection of your experience and sharing so vulnerably. I appreciate that. And I pulled up your maps. I know we talked earlier and you're happy to share them. I'm gonna pull this first one up. I know you said this is your favorite one or most in alignment with the exercise. If I pull it up big on my screen, will you walk us through some of it? And yeah, just whatever you think viewers might be interested in just knowing about the process and where you are in your life. I find it fascinating. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, it's hard to read on there.
Do you want me to zoom in?
That's good. But
Got the warrior
yeah,
Durga.
yeah. That yeah, it started out early that I had to put on the warrior and just the goddess archetypes really helped me just embody, get through life. And then yeah, becoming a mother to Carly, that was awesome. Awesome 10 years. And then I'm gonna cry. Losing her was very hard, but she taught me so much about how to be a human and how to love. And sorry.
I gotta come back. No, you're good. No, I know
Yeah,
it's there's such a sweetness with Carly and the bond. I get goosebumps because your bond was just so incredible. And I know you wouldn't give up that experience of being so bonded together for anything, right? And of course, there's such a huge gap there with her not being in your life. And yet you had that time together and that
yeah,
rare bond. It's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
To be
So,
loved like that, yeah.
yeah.
And I'm filled, it's more gratitude now that I've had, 6 years from it that it's just amazing that I'm still here and living and happy. And again, I'm just proud of all this, the peaks and valleys and everything I've walked through. And
And
yeah,
they say time heals all, but I don't believe in that. I think it's more, of course, there's time involved, but it's skills, it's tools, it's awareness, it's self-compassion, it's faith, it's somehow one foot in front of the other, which to me is a massive amount of courage. And I think that's what you displayed. And I think that's what you're realizing when you look at this. It's how
yeah,
did I even not succumb to the fog, right? It's more than just moving
yeah.
through it. It's like, how did I not allow that fog to take me down?
And just allowing myself to feel the grief and to be sad and honor that. that was a huge, because a lot of people just shove it down and don't. But no,
Mhm.
I let myself banshee cry and wail, and sometimes you need to do that and get
Yeah.
the emotion out, or it festers and in the body. And yeah, that you have to feel it and honor it and love it and go on to the next emotion.
Yeah. And I know for you, you live in nature, and nature is very important. You're in this symbiotic, beautiful relationship with your environment. And tell us how that impacted your healing, like being in that place, being in your power place, being in nature at that time when you were really in the fog.
It just let me, all the masks, everything that I've been getting, my armor, just let me drop it all and just be down in the mud and get dirty and connect with the earth and really find out who I am, what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be, what kind of life, where did I want to live, what, everything. And I chose the mountains in Arkansas, and it's all national forest behind me, and it's have a cave, two waterfalls, and bluffs. It's 75 feet, and just it's I can't believe it sometimes when I walk around. It's just I get to see all the just nature and the trees and the seasons, how it all changes, and the animals, and just track them how they move their little deer trails, and it's just amazing to be in touch with Earth
When you
like
say
that.
you let down the armor and the masks, why were those there? Were you aware that you had armor and masks on, or was it through the process you just let that go?
I think, yeah, I was aware because I would always shield up just because, like, early trauma put the mask on me, like, just defensive. And then being Carly's caregiver, that I had to just fight every step, like every doctor and every person had was just to keep her alive. And I'm not being dramatic. It
Yeah.
was a battle every day just to keep her breathing, and doctors wanting to do stuff that wasn't right. And that armor, I had to really
Okay.
beef it up, and then just to let it just melt in the woods
So
and
once Carly was
in the
gone,
water.
you realized
Yeah, once
you didn't have to fight literally for her life. Yeah. Wow.
yeah, and so I just went into the woods, and I I sat in a stream for every day, like 4 or 5 hours. I just float and just watch all the fish and just see how everything worked and the biology of it, and just get out of my head and just be like a primal animal. And totally, I didn't shave legs or anything. I just went like primal because I was proper. I was a mom. I had all these the masks of who I should be. We can't do that. And I just let it all go. And it's feral.
Feral. I love it. The wild woman. Okay, and then is there anything else you want to share in here? Following water. I love
Uh,
that. That's gorgeous. I love this imagery
yes.
too. Now, I know you said, I want to come back. I'm coming back. You said you wanted to be able to draw it because I had asked everyone to bring sketchbooks and their art pens or whatever you could do just to doodle. And it wasn't an art project, but just to pen to paper doodle with that embodied piece. But I know you didn't have access to your usual art supplies. So, how did you do this?
I use P. We call him Atlas. We have a good relationship. I always ask him questions about random how to fix stuff, and prompts that we do and Charm. So he knows a lot, and I say he knows a lot about me. So he was able to bring it in when I asked him to do a map like that, and he did such an amazing job of pulling it all together. Yeah, my purpose and my path and steward of the land, and built Shambhala. That's what I call our property that me and beloved Justin we live. And yeah, we get dirty and create and build. We built retaining walls and fire pits and stairs and structures, and it's I love it.
So
Absolutely love
amazing.
it.
I actually
Yeah.
just love the way these turned out. I wasn't expecting you to use AI. I love using AI for creative projects. I think it's as good as the prompt is. We need to get very creative and dig deep to find the prompts. And I love what you created. It's just so beautiful. I can see why you want to put it on your wall. Honestly, this is so perfect. It looks like
Now,
you
yeah, I
work
wanted to
out.
color it myself, but that I could not have done that. Just pull it all together, and yeah,
What are these at the bottom?
yeah, I choose what makes me feel more alive. And yeah, just the compassion, creativity, courage, curiosity. That's just all things that are just, I'm a Sagittarius, so it shines through in there.
That makes sense. It's so stunning. Thank you for allowing us to take a look at it because I know it's quite personal, but I know you're also a leader too. And that's why you're here right now too. You're going first. You put your hand up to do this, and I love you for that. What about what's going on here? This one is so much more, I don't know, feminine goddess archetype vibes.
Yeah, that's how all the different goddess archetypes have just shown up in my life since 15 years old. The segment was the first one, and then Kali Ma and that warrior. Um, and then Kuan Yin came, showed me compassion, and because I was filled with just vengeance and rage when Carly got hurt and passed, and Kuan Yin really, I'd never connected with her, and she just showed me that it's not the way that will eat you alive. You gotta have unconditional love for every person. And Hathor, that's my favorite now. I have my tattoo of Hathor. Yeah, she just taught me that just passion, love, music, fun, joy. Yeah,
That's so beautiful. The primal goddess. I could
yeah.
just look at
My
these
wild
all
girl,
day. They're so awesome.
and they're
You're
all with me. It's all. That's just how the goddess works. It's cool that you can embody different parts when you're going through different things in life, and they just help. The right one shows up, kind of even if you don't know their name, they just kind of show up and help you, um, show you the way. And yeah, I
How
love
did you
that.
feel? This is maybe a bit of a tricky question, but before we did the map workshop and you created this and then you made the AI and you developed it even to do the goddess one, like you were super inspired to make another one. How did you feel before? I'm just curious, like how this, it feels like you had a breakthrough or a shift, or you've collected this evidence and you said, I feel so proud of myself. Were you feeling any particular way before you did this where something changed?
I was feeling like I had to prove my worth every day. I had to work so many hours on the homestead, or I had to do my to-do list. I had to earn it. I wasn't worthy of living. And that's horrible to say, but I just had to earn. I wasn't just being here wasn't enough. And the whole map process just showed me that I don't have to earn anything. I am worthy of everything. And like I said, I'm a badass and I'm a loving, sweet person. And I've been through some hellish shit and I've made it through. And I'm not bitter and I'm not jaded. That's amazing. And that's sounds braggy, but it's just looking at it, it's really powerful that just to see all that I've been through and what I've created out of it. Because of it, everything that I went through made me who I am and made me stronger. And now, yeah, I'm living my charmed life and it's awesome.
So awesome. And for women that are interested in coming to our next workshop, and by the way, everybody, if you're watching this, you can type the word map around this video and I'll send you the link to sign up and send you more info. But Ashley, what would you want women to know who are maybe they're in the fog for some reason? Maybe they're just in a transition, retiring, or empty nesting, or are experiencing some grief or some pretty big shifts, even menopause, physical changes, feminine and changes that women, I think specifically feel. I think for so often in healthcare, women have been treated as tiny men with boobs, and we're over that. I definitely am. There literally have not been hardly any studies done on women. There's all these studies for health for men, and they just assumed that, oh, we can apply these to women as well. And that is so not true. We are so different. So I'm just curious. That's just one transition that I'm passionate about. But what do you want women to know about doing this process? Why they should do it? Why they should make the effort? Because there's a lot of things they could be doing in their day. Why would they do this?
I say that not to be afraid of in the beginning when you hear about it, that you're like, oh no, I have to relive all the hard
Right.
parts.
Yeah.
That's, you don't have to relive them, you just note them and you see how you've overcome it. And it's very empowering and it just shows you how amazing you are and that don't, you might not have known all the things that when it's all there in one spot, it's just wow. It's it's a really good process. I would recommend it to just help you know where you've been and where you're going.
Yeah, because this framework, I've got mine too. Mine's not as nice as yours. Mine's like a messy doodle. I don't have it in front of me, but I literally keep it with me on my desk because it reminds me of the evidence and it has my next era that I'm creating on a new mountain in front of me. So I'm anchoring into and practicing the future archetype, the future version of myself before it happens. We know this with science now that the new neural pathways start to, Dr. Joe Dispenza calls it firing and wiring, like the brain neural pathways start to wire together because we're visualizing, practicing, pretending the future. It doesn't come the next era from desire, the energy of, oh, I really want that, like a desperate, I hope I get that feeling. It's much more about open heart, as you're expressing today, being very present, loving your charmed life that you already have, but then having a sense of what that future is and visualizing what you can, which portions you can, and starting to act like her. How, and I think about that when I'm making decisions. What would my future self, who holds the codes of that archetype in that era, do right now? When I'm at a crossroads, or I'm thinking about what to eat when I open the fridge, or I'm thinking about planning a program, I'm like, what would she do? Because she's already shifted, up leveled, expanded her consciousness. And in a way, this is getting a little bit woo, but I do believe that future version of me is one of my spirit guides. And if I could just hear the whispers actually from her, she's gently letting me know it's safe, it's okay, you've got this, giving me permission to have a voice in the world, to amplify that voice, to be my authentic self, like you're saying, without the armor, and to trust that's enough, and to keep going one foot in front of the other. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the excitement of the unknown. I like not knowing. Yeah.
So many people will continue to live their same life because it's easy, it's comfortable. They did plan out that life, and so many people are unhappy or fine in that life. And to me, this is, I want a life worth living, a life, that's why I called it a charmed life. Because of course we have a life and we're going along doing our things and hopefully exploring some passion that we might have or purpose, but it's more than passion and purpose. I think we have a lot of purposes in life. I don't think this idea of find your purpose is really a thing, honestly, because to me there's so many parts of that and expressions of that. But what is the whole picture here? What is the charmed life, a life worth living, where we get to the end of our life and we look back and we think, wow, I'm sure glad I did that. I'm sure glad I went on that trip. I'm sure glad I didn't marry that person. I'm sure glad I decided to have a lover. And then I'm so glad that I decided to go back to school when I was older. I decided XYZ, right? Because those are the moments we will remember and think, like you're saying today, I'm so proud of myself for taking those chances and not just taking easy street all the way through.
You can change direction just because you have a degree in this or you're on this path. That doesn't mean you have to stay there. You can change totally wherever direction you want to go, and
You
the
have a
sky's the
degree,
limit.
you were married, and you have totally shifted your reality.
Yes, I've created my charm.
What would your, just as we sign off, this has been so fun. I could talk to you all day, but I want to get you back out into your nature.
Yeah,
Would
we're gonna
your
name it Calling Me.
your goddesses or want you back, that younger version of you that was married and had Carly, I'm curious what she would say if she could see you right now. And then your future spirit guide self, what is she nudging you towards, or what is she saying? So if we bring this younger version of Carly and then the future, or sorry, Ashley, forward, younger, future, what are they saying to you in the middle here?
So the younger is definitely go girl.
Yeah.
Awesome. You deserve this. This is what you should be doing. And she's so finally I get to rest and be free in a respectful way. That yeah. And then my future's just like saying the same thing. Keep going. You don't know what awesome shit is ahead of you. Step on it and find out, you know?
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna keep getting better and better. You've got this. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ash, for being with us today. This was so fun. I hope everybody watching this was inspiring for you to think about doing this with us. I'm going to walk you through this in our next workshop. We're going to be doing one of these workshops every month for the next few months, and it's called the My Charm Life Map. It's a free live workshop. You can comment map around this video for the invite, and I hope you can join live. And if you can't join live, we will send you the replay, because I do want you to have an opportunity to feel proud of yourself, to have that evidence around you of how amazing you are, and to feel that hope for the future and sustained hope through the uncertainty. That fog isn't a bad thing. That's actually part of the mystery. And I know we love the mystery here. So we get to embrace that, not to even rush through the fog. What if that's just really part of the process? But when we can have the frame that fog is here and this is, we can orient ourselves, it becomes the map, and it's like you're holding a compass and you don't feel lost. You just know where you are in this, and that something wonderful is coming, and that you can choose and you can change your mind, like Ashley so beautifully said, to choose where you want to go. So thank you so much. much. I'm going to stop the recording here, and Ash, we can talk for a couple more minutes. Everybody else, we will see you later. Bye, everybody.